Guys, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Mandy and today I wanted to do a video specifically on the different areas of my, what maybe many would call habit trackers. However, my habit trackers typically are set up to help me with any of my goals or anything that I'm trying to focus on or anything that I have actually started to really actually do, but then I want to continue to do it for so much time until it becomes one of my norms. And then I just thought it would be nice to just set up, well, I've already set up a couple of them for November, which I did in a plan with me video previous to this, but I sometimes I'll have a monthly habit. So basically today's about habit trackers, you guys. And I wanted to mention too that my habit trackers go with my goals, but also my routines, because in order to meet some of my goals, I end up needing to basically make it part of my routine. And I know that those change and sometimes they stay the same. So I'm just going to kind of go into the details of that. I have in the past had a monthly habit tracker. I typically don't stick with my, or not stick with it. I typically don't fill it in enough. I just usually stay with my weekly catch-all. So that's kind of why you will end up seeing my habit trackers with my weekly catch-all. However, I've tried it many different ways. I've had a habit tracker, like a whole page hooked onto my monthly, and I have some pretty recent videos on that. And that has been actually really nice, but I'll like stick with it for a week or so, and then I don't continue that. Again, it's something I wish that I could continue, but I just don't. I usually just kind of stick with my catch-all. It's kind of like my planner personality, I guess. And so yeah, that's kind of like why I don't have a monthly one. What I typically have, and many times, you guys, I will create planners with people in mind. I'll create them for myself, but I will create them with people in mind, because I do like to sell what I create, since what I create is something that I needed and I love, and I think maybe others out there might need and love it as well. So that's kind of why I will sometimes use what I create, but sometimes I won't always use all of it. So for example, this is my current setup. I have my week consists of usually a note page. However, once you get into the month, there's, it's like double-sided with the previous week, for example. Let me just kind of show you what I mean by that. Like every month has a note page, and then it goes into the same. So this week, sorry, every week has a note page. So this week this is the note page. And I kind of consider this like part of my weekly note page, but then this is like a monthly note page. So I go from my monthly pages into my weekly pages, and every week has a note page. It has my home and family, mainly like home care system going on over here. And again, I don't always get to all of these things, but the fact that they're there and that they guide me, and if I can focus on more cleaning that day, like this page is almost like a nice reference page. Do I fill it out all the time, or am I constantly going to this page? No, but I do have a habit tracker here for anything that I want to do for my home. So I try to think of, and you can kind of take this video as like tips or just what I'm doing. And then if it inspires you or motivates you to kind of like create something for yourself, like kind of take this video for whatever you need it to be. I'm really just kind of explaining what I do and how I do it. And if you get any fun tips out of that, then awesome. So side note there, but so I like to have a habit tracker on this page because I like to fill in some different things that I'm trying to do more on a weekly basis. Now, if I fill this whole thing in with things that I need to do on a daily basis that I've just not made into part of my routine yet, I'm going to get completely overwhelmed. So what I try to do is things that I typically do on a daily basis. Like usually I might make my bed in here. Well, I actually make my bed every day without using a habit tracker. And I've been doing it for years now, but it's kind of fun to like check mark a box, right? I didn't put it in for this week because I just figured I would put in a couple things that I'm trying to make sure I do. It's getting muddy outside around here because of rain and stuff, so I'm trying to keep up on some of my floors. But with that, I also wanted to say that a lot of times I like to go in the order of my routine. So usually in the morning, I will either bring laundry downstairs or my husband will have already done that and I need to check the laundry to take it out of the dryer. So that's kind of why I have laundry number 1. I try to make sure that I swipe or, like clean the wipe the bathroom down, whichever bathroom I can, just one of them at least. And then I'm also trying to make sure that I clean up some floors. Maybe it doesn't have to be every day, but every other day or something, just because they're getting a lot dirtier right now, especially with our dog, and bringing in like a lot of her hair. And then I visit the laundry list a second time, because if I put it in the washer, I have to put it in the dryer at that point. And I might even have a laundry number 3. The only reason I kept it as number 2, because usually my husband does bring the laundry down. So then I most likely have to either switch it over and then fold them, or take it out and then, fold them and put them away. So that's kind of like my system there this week. It's not always like that. Let's go back to the last week of October that I ended up doing. Where are you? I actually had it typed out and on this one, but I wanted to not have it typed out for November because I ended up changing this. Like, I don't know, I kind of like having exercise in there, but exercise ends up being kind of part of not like a cleaning system basically. But I had laundry, exercise, get ready, make bed, bathroom swipe, laundry again, and plan and prep dinner. So I actually really like this. I probably should have copied this over. I use previous weeks to fill these in when I don't have them typed up already, because sometimes I really just can't think of them. So that is that habit tracker, and I really like having it with this section. But I must admit that because cleaning is not something that I'm constantly doing every day, like my main things are taking care of my kids, taking care of my kids, we homeschool, and then also just trying to get in things that I need to do for myself or Chavez chapters, stuff like that. And when I say myself, I'm talking like my workouts, my walks, just some time to myself. And then also, I guess you could say like work things like this. So cleaning isn't always like, I don't usually have a pocket for cleaning. I have to do it as I go. So it's really kind of hard to stick to this. But like I said, I really like having this as a guide. And this is a good guide for my routine. I'm just still trying to figure out how I want to do this habit tracker. So then let's go over to, we're going to skip this one for now because you guys are going to set that up with me here today, but let's go over to this habit tracker. Now, tracker, I feel like I keep saying tracker, habit tracker. Now, I love this one here. As you can see, it's like nice and big compared to this one. It's like a focal point of this page. I like this being here because this one is more of like my health and wellness habit tracker. This is something that I am fully focusing on. It's one of the things basically that I mentioned, like if I have top 3 things, it's taking care of my children, making sure, we're fed and like doing things like going to all of our appointments and stuff like that. It's homeschool, so we also homeschool. And then it's also taking care of myself. And taking care of myself is doing these things. So I take a walk, and yes, I wrote that one there because I actually kind of have to track that. I take my morning vitamins, and I don't always take this. I'm trying to, so trying to do that. My morning smoothie, my multivitamin, my fish oil, and my afternoon smoothie, or my lunch smoothie basically, so breakfast and lunch. And this is something that I'm doing right now because I'm doing the detox, the liver detox. So this is my routine for that right now. I probably will end up like combining these next week and putting exercise in there. Here's my exercise plan. This is what we have going on each day, and I'm pretty sure I have something there, but I forgot what it was. And then I like to, whatever I'm really focusing on with my habits, I like to try to like make sure I can leave time for those. So that's where this whole page comes in with connection to this habit tracker. Now, sometimes I won't fill these in, but most of the time I do, and I really like doing these by blocks. So something that I don't see this a lot, but I'm always writing my routines down on a piece of paper somewhere, because I'm always trying to figure out, it's like a puzzle piece. I'm always trying to figure out where I can fit different things in. And usually the things I'm trying to figure out are our homeschool, the times that we do lessons and stuff, and how I can get everybody's schooling in. I'm also usually trying to figure out where I can squeeze in my exercise time, and where I can squeeze in my me time, and also just work. So I kind of put me and work time together, although it really needs to be two separate things. But typically I can get some of my alone time and maybe get some work things done as well. So when I do this, it's very helpful for me to figure out when I can plug that in. And then again, it's also just really nice to just write down my schedule. So we have 3 blocks with 3 lines. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I've never actually like sat down and done the math. If I get up at 6 a.m. and I go to bed, let's say 9, because I want to be like kids in bed by 9. That is how many hours? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 15 hours. So 15 doesn't really divide by 7, but usually I don't do it evenly anyway. Like if I did when I wake up, it's funny because I should have done this like before filming, but you guys are actually like with me. I don't figure out what I'm filming first. Usually, I mean, I should say, sometimes I like know what I'm filming and I write notes, but I don't always like figure these things out. And then I just do them in real time with you guys. So, okay. So usually I get up at 6:30 and I am going to make this block an hour block, even though some of these are going to be way longer than an hour. But what I like to do in that time is I walk, I, pray and read my Bible. So I pray and have my Bible time, and then I do my boys are up by then, so we do devotion together. Okay. And I put these here in case I wanted to check them off as I go, but it's really just like a nice little walkthrough of my routine. So next up, I'm going to make the block of our school time. So basically 7:30 in the morning to 10 a.m. I do lessons with the boys. Well, this might be not in the right order. We do World Watch News. Oops. W's and N's. Our lessons, and that is with all my kids, and then make breakfast. We're kind of late breakfast eaters. My kids get like a little snack when they get up because they're not super hungry anyway. Okay, then my 10 o'clock time to about 12:30 is we either are, let's see, we eat breakfast. I'm not going to put that, and then after breakfast, we are usually doing family school. And sometimes I forget to fit that in, or I forget about it and then I don't fit it in. But family school usually takes about a half an hour, depending on like the weather. If it's nice outside, it's like half an hour inside. If it's not that nice, we'll just go longer and we'll, research more of what we were going over, like states or an animal or something. So family school, playtime, and whatever outing we have. So sometimes we have to have it. We have to be somewhere at 11, so it's different. And then make lunch. So then from 12:30 probably to like 12:30 to 1 we eat lunch, but I'm just gonna 12:30 to 2 we usually have lunch. And then this is kind of where I get to start figuring out where I come into our routine. I might do home care here. I'm going to put lunch and reading. So this is the time that I like to read with my littles, and my son reads his books. Home care and I guess just play. I probably should have done like lunch, reading, home care, but play is part of it. It's always part of it. So then from 2 to 3, I'm going to put like me here because this is my time. So they're playing when I am trying to take a break, and I'm trying to be really good about this, you guys, because it is actually hard when I don't take a break. Like all of this time, this evening time with the kids is really hard if I don't take a break. So during my break, I am trying to just have some quiet time for like at least, 15 minutes. And that's, maybe I'm stretching, praying, reading a little bit more of the Bible if I didn't get to as much in the morning or something. And then I can, kind of do what I want to do. I can work here and exercise. Now, I'm not doing extensive exercises right now, so they are not taking up that much time, luckily, but I will end up probably having to extend this to like a 2 to 3 me time and then a 3 to 3:30 exercise time. So this may end up, actually, I should probably change that now, 2 to 3:30. So 2 to 3 is like quiet time, me, and sometimes, work isn't always going to be like 45 minutes, but so it's just trying to like fit it in there. But okay, so then 3:30 to, I'm going to say 5 is dinner prep. Now this has been a big one to start dinner prepping at 3:30 for me. It seems so early, at least during the last spring and summer season. It seems just so early to me because, the sun is up later during those seasons, but it has helped me so much to eat dinner, to do the prep so early. So we are eating by 5 because I never really realized that even like a half an hour dinner, like they swear it only takes you half an hour to cook. Well, for me, with interruptions from kids and like needing to like being needed and stuff, it takes way longer than 30 minutes. A 30-minute meal takes at least an hour. So I really have been blessed to just start prepping dinner, even if it's cutting up some vegetables and getting them in a bowl or something, like whatever it is, anything I can do early has been helpful. And then we are actually trying to eat by 4:30 lately, just because with my detox, I'm, pretty hungry for a meal by 4:30. And then I also feel like anytime I plan to be somewhere or be ready by a certain time, it's always at least 10 minutes later. So I kind of have to plan that in as well. So then we don't end up eating by like 4:40, 4:45. And then we like to just chit chat and have dinner and not feel super rushed, because we just came out of a season where we were really rushed to get places by 5, or with just games being at different times and stuff. So we're really trying to just like still eat early, but also have that time to, like last night, we were able to watch a movie. It got dark quicker, obviously, but we were able to watch a movie, and then we were still able to, we watch a holiday like baking championships, and we were still able to watch one of those too. So we had a little TV time, but this is either if we have something out, like an outing at night, or we just have our family time. And I should actually put 6, maybe 7. I should put 7. This isn't going to be pretty, you guys. I didn't use my erasable markers. I thought I was going to... Oh, no. Okay. Now I'm really messing it up. We are going to put... I like forgot to put dinner in there. That's all it is. Okay, so that's fine. All right, and then 7 to 9. We're basically like getting upstairs, cleanup. I'm also making our smoothies at this time. Squeeze that in there. Showers, books, and bedtime. Okay, so you guys were able to, did you even see that? Let me fix my thing here. Okay, so you guys were able to set up my routines with me for this week. And I think it's nice to just take like 5 or 10 minutes to do this because it really helps like evaluate whether you are including your goals, including the things that you want to do. Another thing that I like to do, sorry, you're going to hear me ruffle through some of my stuff here, but I have my highlighters in here. Another thing that I really like to do is highlight those things that are like newer, things that aren't really like happening yet, but I'm really trying to like focus on. So this section here, I'm trying really hard to focus on. And I've gotten really good at this, but it's not 100%. So, especially just with the transition of the seasons. Otherwise, everything else is pretty good. I wouldn't suggest trying to start a whole bunch of new things at once. So this, like I said, is something I've kind of pretty much got down, and I have that in my mind and my brain now throughout the day. Like even during lunchtime, sometimes I'll think like, do I need to set anything out? For dinner tonight, like yesterday, I needed to cut up onions, so I put an onion on the counter so I didn't forget to do that. And what I would love is to actually, during this cleanup time, which maybe I will write that down, basically when I'm cleaning up after dinner, like before we go upstairs to take showers, I'm actually trying to think of what's for dinner the next day, because I don't know if I've talked to you guys much about this, but I've gotten so burnt out with dinners and like activities at night and just like the kids and what I'm eating at night and trying to get the kids to eat it, but you know, it's not obviously their favorite, so trying to make sure that they're enjoying what we're eating too, and it's just a whole thing. So it is good for me to be thinking about the next night's dinner here and maybe setting out anything I need, making sure that if a meat is not thawed out, just basically knowing what's for dinner the next day and having those items thawed and ready, for the next day. So this is where I'm really working. Let me know if this video was helpful for you guys, and if you are working on something specific like I am. So, and then again, like I don't go through and put check marks. I'm not in my planner all the time, like throughout the day, but I do think it's helpful when I highlight the things that I'm working on to make sure that I'm doing those things, and maybe even using those bubbles to check off. So I have much of these things down, but this is a nice guide for myself. Nice reminders, because like I said, sometimes I'm not drinking my collagen and it's not really in part of my water routine yet. It was, and then it fell off in between, because I'm not having it in the morning like I used to. I'm having my smoothie in the morning, which I should probably just include it in that. And then this one I'm working on still as well, but just the fact that they're there, I think is really fun to have in my planner, and just important to kind of sit down each week and figure out what I'm wanting for that. And as you guys go, if you're not familiar or you're not used to doing habit trackers or routines, but you really want to be, it takes some time. And like I said, I don't remember everything, and a lot of times I look back, and a lot of times I do. I know everything I sell you can't type, but I will sometimes type it in, because then it's always there. The problem with typing it in, though, is that, you know, if you make any changes, then, I mean, okay, you gotta retype it or something. So, okay, well, I hope this video was helpful for you on habit trackers and routines and how I like to use them in my planner. I do change it up every now and then. You guys have seen that. But let me know if you guys are working on something specific. And let me know what type of habit tracker person you are. Are you a multi-habit tracker person like I am? Do you like just the one main one in your catch-all? Do you like something like this? Which, like I said, I haven't really seen something like this, but this is something I kind of created for myself. Are you a 1 page a month person? So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and maybe we can get a little conversation started. If you guys know of any other types of habit trackers out there, share them. We'd all love to check them out, I'm sure. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you don't mind doing that for me real quick. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys for the next one. I am also at Mandy_Chavez chapters on Instagram if you want to hang out with me over there as well. Bye, guys.